Apeksha Srivastava. Now let's begin with the top focus this hour. The Jammu and Kashmir parties as well as the BJP held parallel meetings today. Now this over the snowballing controversy of the non-locals being included in the voter list in Jammu and Kashmir. Now an all-party meeting called by the National Conference President Dr. Farooq Abdullah at his residence in Srinagar in order to chalk out their strategy on this issue. Now while PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti attended the meeting, Sajjad Loan's People's Conference skipped this crucial meeting. The BJP, on the other hand, has also held a couple of meetings in Jammu to formulate a counter strategy against all the party meetings.
डोगरे की पहचान खत्म हो जाएगी, कश्मीरी की पहचान खत्म हो जाएगी, पहाड़ी और गुज्जर सरदार जो भी यहाँ रहने वाले हैं, जो यहाँ के बाशिंदे हैं, इनकी पहचान खत्म हो जाएगी। असेंबली जो होगी वो बाहर वालों के हाथ में होगी और यहाँ के लोग जो हैं वो उससे महरूम हो जाएंगे। इसलिए ये मीटिंग बुलाना जरूरी पड़ी है और हमने सबने इस पे बातचीत की है और इस बात पे आ गए हैं कि हम लोग ये कबूल नहीं करते हैं।
Pradeep joins us on the broadcast for more on this. Pradeep, what are you picking up from your sources within the party? Have they chalked out a strategy? What's the plan in order to deal with the issue?
See, in fact, the controversy started 4 or 5 days back when Chief Electoral Officer, he gave a press conference in which he said that anybody who is putting up here, working, serving or doing business, they will be getting the voting right. That means they will be casting their votes. Only thing is that they should have attained the age of 18 years and subject that if they are resident of some other place, they should, their vote should be cancelled there. So that after that we saw that all-party meet was called by Farooq Abdullah. Today the meeting was held at his residence in Gupkar, Srinagar, and all the political party except for Sajjad Loan's People Conference and Altaf Bukhari's Apni party, rest of the parties participated. And during that meeting, they decided that they will not allow these imported voters because they feel that BJP is trying to rule this state through proxy and they want to use these imported voters to stay in power, and that way they will be disempowering people of Jammu and Kashmir. So that is not acceptable to them. So they have also decided that in the month of September, they will be calling the leaders from the national political parties in Kashmir Valley because they want to get their support too and make them aware of the situation there on the ground, because they are saying that the BJP is trying to mislead people by showing the manufactured normalcy. That is not the case. And they say, as you heard the Farooq Abdullah saying, that in future assembly will be governed by the people from outside. So everybody will be losing identity. A parallel meeting in this regard was held at the BJP headquarters in Trikuta Nagar. During that meeting, soon after the meeting was over, Ravinder Raina, he addressed the media person. He said that these leaders, both from the National Conference, PDP and the Congress, they are resorting to fear-mongering. They are deliberately trying to vitiate atmosphere. Reason is that they have already lost their political space. So political ground is slipping under their feet. Now they are trying to vitiate atmosphere because they feel that by instigating people, that's the only way they will be able to get their support. But the reality is that if Article 370, after the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, all the central laws are automatically extended in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, which includes the People Representation Act 1950. And Ravinder Raina said that Sonia Gandhi will have to answer this question because this People Representation Act of 1950 was passed when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister of the country. Idea was that everybody should be given the fundamental right to vote. So if Mufti Said can contest election to become the Home Minister from Muzaffarpur area in Uttar Pradesh, and Ghulam Nabi Azad, in order to become the Minister, contest election from Maharashtra, so they can contest election from anywhere because they want to be in the corridors of power. So why can't they have the voters from outside? Because it's their fundamental right to choose their representatives if they are putting up in this area and they are here for so many days. So that's their right to choose their representatives. So you can't deny this thing, because when you talk about the idea of India, from Jammu to Jaipur, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Punjab to Pondicherry, the law remains same. And this People's Representation Act is extended to the Jammu and Kashmir automatically. So they try to explain. Let me explain the viewers also what used to be the situation before abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, why that was considered to be discriminatory, because many people were denied voting rights. For example, if we talk about the West Pakistan refugee people, they were here for decades, but they were not allowed to vote for assembly polls. And then Again, we had Valmiki Samaj that comprised of the Dalit community, downtrodden people. Again, they were not allowed to vote. Then there were Gorkha people who were looking after the frontiers of the country. They were guarding the frontiers of the country. They were also denied this basic fundamental rights. So that's one of the reasons that the people here in Jammu always wanted that Article 370 and 35A to go. And many people in Kashmir also felt that it was only promoting a dynastic rule. But now the BJP is saying that ever since this Article 370 and 35A has gone, everybody has got the right to vote. So you can't deny people their basic fundamental right when you talk about the democracy. And see, look at the hypocrisy and duplicity of these leaders. On one hand, they say that ever since this article is abrogated, democratic rights have shrunk, democracy has shrunk. So when they are saying democracy has shrunk, then democracy also means giving voting rights to people. So why they're against giving voting rights to the people? So everybody and every Indian has a right. When you can go and contest election in any part of the country, you don't have any problem because you want to be in corridors of power. Why you have a problem if anybody from India who is putting up in Jammu and Kashmir, they are voting? So Jammu and Kashmir is a part of India, so you can't have a similar language what the Pakistan is speaking. Because just 2-3 days back, we saw that there was a poster from Lashkar-e-Taiba where they said that they will not allow any kind of a demographic change, and the terror outfit was trying to justify the act of terror, saying that that's one of the reasons that they are targeting Kashmiri Hindus, they are targeting Biharis and people from UP. And now the BJP is asking this question to these political party leaders that by speaking the similar language, you are on the same page. That way you will only be encouraging and emboldening these elements and providing oxygen to ecosystem of terror. That thing should not have happened. But so far as these political parties and value